It's not that. It's not. It says live. We're live.
Hey everybody, welcome to our session. This is It's Not Easy Being Green. I'm Bruce Reicher, and I have friends joining me. Jen Leban is here, and Erika is on her way. And today we're going to be talking all about doing green screen without a green screen. How are you today, Jen?
I'm doing very good. Yeah. We are live.
we are live and in living color, and I think this is an awesome presentation we thought of months ago, but especially for remote learning. I know I don't have a green screen at home. I'm sure I could probably get one and put one up, but the tools in WeVideo, you actually don't need a green screen in order to do green screen. And today it's pretty cool. The four of us, and I say four of us because we also have Manny Curiel, who is going to be joining us live and in GIF and on video, the dancing Manny. Virtual Manny, as he is working in his district today, but he's also going to be part of our presentation, and we're so excited to have everybody here. We see Mexico is here. Let's see in the chat, a bunch of other people are here, and here is Erika. We are live. You're looking good.
Erika's here.
Yeah. They planned mine back to back. I didn't realize it was, I was still presenting, so.
We're so excited that you're here, and tomorrow I feel you because I'm doing 3 in a row back to back to back. So we are all here, and It's Not Easy Being Green is our presentation, and I'm going to get started by just...
It is easy being green.
It is easy being green.
It is easy being green. We are going to be interrupting each other a lot, so just get ready for it for the next hour.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody's popping in the chat where they're from. I think that's awesome. Go ahead and do that. Yeah. I know I saw not just like U.S. Who is it? Oh, Melissa is in Colombia, so that's awesome. She's here, so yeah, cool. We've got all kinds of people representing. That's amazing. So
thanks, Kim, for jumping over. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. And I'm sharing my screen, and we'll hop into our presentation. As I said, there are some nice pictures of us. And the first thing to know, and we have it on every single slide, is the bit.ly. If you're not familiar with these bit.lys, we'll also drop it in the chat for you. It's CAP specific. So bit.ly/green team WCCS20. That will be on every single slide, and that will give you not only our slideshow, but we have tons of links and all of our resources, all of our Google Drive things in here that you'll be able to access. And like we said, we're so psyched that everybody is joining us today on WeVideo's first day, of their conference.
Yay! It worked. I put the link in the chat. I tested it. It works.
Awesome.
I'm so glad you guys are here. It's so much better being on your own, and I didn't even see myself the whole time. I was like, are they there? Bruce, text me. Thank you for that.
We are good. So I'm going to actually kick it off by introducing Manny. Like we said, Manny, the disco man, discotheque, is not with us. He's watching. He is watching. I'm sure he's watching on one of his 7 monitors right now. But Manny is awesome. Google trainer, WeVideo ambassador, MannyCuriel.com, and I could speak for myself and everyone. The best thing about Manny, he's like edutainment. Like, you cannot watch Manny without laughing, without seeing his dancing, and he's an amazing person to show what to do and into education. Jen, why don't you tell us about yourself next?
Well, first, I just have to say that the reason that I met Manny was we were at ISTE last year, and he came up to me and we were talking, and he saw my backpack and it had my sachet away enamel pin, and we like instantly bonded. We were like, RuPaul, oh my God, because that's like my favorite show. So if you want to become my best friend, let's talk RuPaul. So, sorry, side note. Anyways.
I know we don't have time for that either, but sorry, B. Manny and I thing about Manny is I watch his YouTube channel, and him and I think are separated at birth. If you watch both of us on the camera, you'll understand why. Right, man? Right, Manny?
All right. Okay. I'll go ahead and go through the bio thing now. We'll get back to business here. Yeah.
No, so, this is what the whole session's going to be. So you're good. You're good. Keep going.
So my name is Jen Leban. I am in the Chicago suburbs area. I was a visual arts teacher, and then I was a technology teacher, and now this fall I'm making yet another change. I'm going to be like a library media makerspace person at the elementary level. So please say prayers for me. I will be going from middle school to elementary. I'm a little scared. I am a Google Innovator and Trainer, and then my big news was this past school year, I was a finalist for the Illinois State Teacher of the Year. Didn't win, but finalist, 1 of 10. Still pretty freaking good. And if you haven't watched, if you haven't watched my YouTube channel, I have one. ResetEDU.org is my Google Innovator project, and I release videos twice a month. So, Erika.
And
sorry.
I was gonna let her go last, catch her breath.
Sorry.
So just
We need to have a show, man.
yeah, we got it going. I'm gonna
Green screen nights.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go last, just so you can catch your breath a little bit coming out of the other session. I'm Bruce Reicher, and all of these people I've met online and also in person, and they're amazing. I met Jen last year at ISTE. We were in the WeVideo booth, and we had tons of people the whole day. It was so much fun showing all the WeVideo things. I'm a technology teacher, WeVideo, Wakelet, BrainPop, Codester, ambassador for all of those, and also coming out in August, an author that I actually have a book coming out with 2 other media teachers called Scripted. Awesome. And tomorrow, we're going to have a full session just on the book with the other 2 authors. They'll be here with me in the conference. So psyched about that, and psyched talking green. And now it's one of the greenest people I know. Go ahead, Erika.
Green in a different way. I'm gonna try it though. Hi, I'm Erika Sandstrom. I'm better known as Green Screen Gal, which I was dubbed by a digital learning coach more as a joke a couple years ago, and then it just became a thing. And now it's. I think people know me better for that. I'm obsessed with this thing, and that's how these guys found me. Actually, Jeremy did with WeVideo and brought Jen and I together, and Bruce. And I feel like I have landed on my mothership, and I have my people. It's great that we're pulling together too, because we all are so different about it too. That's what's so fun. I'm a digital learning coach as of just a week ago. Finally got the position I was hoping for. I was also a middle school teacher, digital media teacher, 6 through 8, and I'm laughing because I'm reading my thing. I should know what I do. I'm just going back to back. Sorry, I'm a mindfulness professional development presenter, and I've done 2 recent ones with Wakelet with Mizbah called My Mindful Moments with Mizbah. We'll be there once a month. And then I also teach online courses. My courses, I hope, are launching back again. I had them for the last couple of years, but I'm relaunching them in August, and called Become a Green Screen Guru, Become a Green Screen Rockstar. We have Cultivating Compassion on a Green Screen, and so on. And please go to my YouTube and like and subscribe, because I'm hoping to launch a Green Screen Gal and Mindful Superhero show.
Smash that like button.
Like, subscribe. Never thought I'd be saying those words, but I would love it.
Awesome.
Okay, your turn.
Awesome. So that's a little bit about all of us. And as you can tell, all 4 of us get along awesome. We're going to bring the energy to you about why you don't need to have a green screen. Here's our rundown for today with Kermit doing his dancing. And he is safe. He's got his mask on. He's totally safe over there on the right. So here's the rundown.
I added this top Kermit last night and didn't tell Bruce, but he put the mask. I love the mask.
Thank you very much. He's doing a terrific dance there. So this is kind of the rundown for the next 40 minutes that we're going to be together. We also are going to take your questions at the end after we do our demo. So if you have questions, I know there's a question feature in here that you can pop them in, and there's 3 of us. We'll answer them as we go along, and then also at the end we'll take your Q&A. So I'm going to be up first with, if you wanted to do a newscast and do it without a green screen, and I'm thinking of remote learning and COVID, I'm actually going to go through that you don't need a green screen. Erika's going to take you through the creativity with a green screen and animation. Jen is going to be coming along with her app smash, and then batting fourth and cleanup is our man Manny, who made an amazing video for us. Shrink Yourself Fun with green screen. Manny is going to be doing last. And again, If you're just joining us, I know people are hopping around to different sessions. You'll see the bit.lys in the chat, and we also have the bit.ly on all of our slides, and that will get you right to the presentation if you want to follow along, or a lot of people just watch, as we go along. How did I do, Erika? Okay.
You rock on.
All right.
Perfect.
Now I'm gonna keep going. So I'm actually up first. So newscast with built-in green screen. I'm lucky enough in my school to have built a TV studio, and we were doing a live TV show up until March 13th, Friday the 13th. That was our last show, and we haven't done a show since. We've been home remote learning like everybody else. So today I wanted to take a couple of minutes just to show you of how you could create a TV studio with green screen, but not having a green screen behind me. And the same for the students. More importantly, they don't need to have a green screen at home. And here are some of the points on here. So you don't need a green screen at all. We're going to do all of this through the stock media, which you probably have heard a lot of so far, even in just the first hour of the conference. The stock media collection is amazing that there's 1 million copyright-free assets. It's like a Google search that you can go in and search not only for green screen, but for music, for pictures, for backgrounds. Everything is in there. So I'll show you how to do that. And then also, you can also make your own slides, or in Google Draw, you could actually take pictures, any picture that you want, and just make green boxes and save them as JPEGs. So if you don't see a green screen template you like, there is a way to do that. And we're going to make this look like a news broadcast. So we're going to put in lower thirds with a text box, look for some music beds, put in some video cutaways, which means that while I'm talking and I'm actually on the set, whatever I'm talking about, we can have it cut away to like a real newscast. And then at the very end, I'm just going to close out with showing how you could do simple and easy credits that will scroll from the bottom to the top of the screen, just like if you were doing a movie that they would scroll at the end. So I'm going to go to the demo, and I'm going to click my WeVideo tab. Can you see that right now?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No.
Because I shared the tab before, so I'm going to stop my share for a second. I shared it as a tab, so that's why it wasn't there. So I'm going to share the screen again, go to my Chrome tabs, and go just to WeVideo. So I should be good to go. So do you see WeVideo now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So once you log into WeVideo, this is the basic setup of it. Dashboard shows you everything. Start projects, your media, exported projects, templates, and then if you are an administrator, you can set it up with accounts. In my own school, I'm a technology teacher. I don't even go in the admin. I don't even have those rights. So you don't need to be an admin to use this. So I'm going to kind of start one from scratch. So if I go to projects, I like to start with a new project. I'm going to call this green screen newscast. And down here you have the option that it could be a personal project or it could be collaborative. I could invite people in from my domain, other students, other teachers, and we could work on it together. Or if I wanted to make it and share it with students, then they could fill it in with their own work. I'm just going to do a personal project and click next. I have a lot of media that is imported that I'm not going to use, so I'm just going to click next. And create video. And there are templates in WeVideo which are helpful to see what it could do. But I'm going just to the blank edit, just like a blank screen or blank piece of paper. And that will get me to the main part of WeVideo, which is right here. So in WeVideo, one of the first things that I like to do is these tracks that are here, we can add audio and video tracks. I think up to 50 video tracks and 50 audio tracks. That's a lot. We're only going to be adding in a couple. So I'm actually going to add in a new video track because they consider graphics and text to be a video track, and I need to be that text to be on top. And the first thing I'm going to do is just record myself in the newscast, and then I'm going to put myself on the set. So in my own media, I'm going to go record myself. I'm going to use the webcam. You can also do a screencast this way, but for this, I'm just going to use my webcam and click next. There I am. And now I'm going to start Do you see me? Yes, you see me.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to start recording myself and pretend that I'm a newscaster. So it kind of gives me a countdown. Welcome to our newscast. We're only going to be using the green screen here. We'll take a look at weather, sports, and everything else going on. And we're going to make a fantastic show. So it gives you, I can go back and look at that if I want. I'm just going to save it. And now it does a couple of things. It's going to import in to my timeline someplace as it's rendering. And it's going to go in there, I think. I don't see it yet. And it will actually show a video of myself. I might just use another clip that I have here of myself just in the example, because I think we're using the camera from...
I think the processing is a little bit slower because of all the...
Yeah, that happened to me.
All the things, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just go with this one. Pretend it's a newscast. I recorded in the same place. It's for something else, but that's like totally fine. So to do it, you would just go and drag and drop this in. And now here's an important thing that I do with my students is right here, I actually want to go and label where it says video 1, 2, and 3. This is just a text box. So this also helps the students with directions. So I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to call this, the text needs to be on top. I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to call this my green screen line. And then the bottom track is also going to be the video. And I'm going to drag and drop myself down to the video because I want the green screen above me. Then I'm going to go to stock media. And just think of this as a big Google search, but what's cool about it is it's copyright free and there's 1 million assets. So I could actually type in green screen news. I want to get like my virtual set on here. And these are just regular backgrounds, but if I go, I'm going to see some start populating with green screen. So let's say if I like this virtual set right here, whoops, I can go and drag it down. I'm just holding it down. It's just a drag and drop and put it right over me. And now if I go to play this, I won't see myself because this is literally over me. So I like to double click twice. And here's like the magic of doing green screen without a green screen. If you look right here, the green screen is already there. So I have to go to this color keying green screen tool, click my little eyedropper. This confused me the first time I used it, so don't be confused when you do this. Nothing happens. You click the green screen eyedropper, you have to go above the green and click and save. And then you'll notice I'm in that box, but not too well because I have full video where the green screen is on top of me. So I actually have to go double click into my clip, and any of these clips you can resize. So I'm literally going to resize myself and match up that box with this screen. Put myself right in there. Say save changes. So I have like a picture in picture. I'm in the green screen. It's going to be animated. And now I want to add text on top. Go to text. I'm just going to choose maybe a motion one in the beginning. Welcome to the newscast. This I just click on here and I could put welcome to GTV. Green screen TV. Do you get it? So I'm going to click, yeah, sorry. So I'm going to click save for that. And also, I want to move this off of myself. So I can kind of move it to over there. And then I want to actually, what I'm going to be talking about, the weather and the sports. As this plays, I want to add one more layer. So I'm going to add in another video track. And let's say if I wanted to go and actually have the weather also show up as a cutaway, I could just put in weather, and it is raining here, but we'll put in like nice weather if we see it.
This is really cool, Bruce. I never thought to like lay it out this way with the video small and then you can put the words. Like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, like it's something I knew, but I didn't like know. Like it's so functional if you were going to use this to like broadcast. I'm like, no, thank you.
You know,
I'm learning.
the coolest thing about the conference, I watched a couple sessions already this morning, is that
yeah.
everybody does everything a little bit differently, which I think is a great part of it. So now basically what I have is a bunch of layers here. So I have my video layer on top, the cutaway. I have a text layer, and then green screen, and then myself.
Sorry, Bruce, can you move our pictures off the things, or are other people seeing your screen? Because right now our pictures are over your whole timeline.
I have it covering like the bottom track. That's a little bit better.
Okay, as long as you guys can see.
It's
all right. Sorry, it's just my computer. My bad. Go on. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I'm glad that I see exactly what you say now. So in here, the top video track is video 1. The text is below it, green screen, and then video on the bottom. And then the final thing is, if I want to add in some music, I'm going to go to news. And this, you don't really think of the stock image, video library for audio. But I'm going to go right in here and click audio. And I'm going to take out my headphones so you can hear this. And pick maybe like this music bed. And I can drag that to the very bottom. Notice if it's red, it's not going in there because it's not an audio track. So I actually have to go down to the audio on the bottom. Move this over. I'm going to put credits in, and then when I show this full screen, I think you'll be able to see everything. Final and last thing is to go to text, static, and credits. And in our short little show here, I'm going to double click twice. I could put directed by Bruce, produced by, oops, I got rid of produced by
B.
Erika.
I'm echoing here.
And I can also, I'll put Jen and Manny in here. Bruce.
Why are we echoing? Sound like we're in a spaceship.
Manny. And then the final thing I wanted to show you, and then I'll show you the whole thing, is if I play this now, it's not going to move. So I'm actually going to go to animation, bring this down to start here, have it go and end up here, do a little preview, so it will like scroll up nicely like a newscast. I could also put picture-in-picture here, which I'm not going to do, but you see like in movies. And now, if I go back to the whole beginning and give you a full screen so you could see it. Now I go to play my newscast.
Your time's up.
Record video of yourself and put it in WeVideo, and then add titles, music, stock media. There's tons of things that you can do.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
I love how you approach that. I don't know why we're doing now.
I'm going to stop my sharing here.
Yeah, you're good.
And one thing that you could do is we're going to give everybody the same amount of time, so I could go on obviously for a lot longer. But with the music, you could also fade in the music, fade out the music. And that's like a really simple way. As you saw, I had no green screen at all. I know our pretty faces were above some of the timeline. But a really cool thing is you can rename that video 1, video 2, video 3. And that's a really important thing because for my students, that becomes their directions. So when they're putting together like a video package and they need cutaways, they need titles, they need music, they just type that in, and it's a lot more helpful than saying video 1, 2, 3, 4. It actually gives them the directions. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's a quick way to do like a quick little newscast. And who is up next?
Bruce, did you plug in your headphones? No, not yet. We're still echoing.
I am plugging them in right now. I'm glad that you said that. How was that?
Give it a sec. Yeah, now we're better. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going like way tech here to play the audio, taking the headphones out. You know what? You do whatever. I started with VHS tape, so you do whatever you have to do.
I think we got Erika going next.
Nobody needs to know that.
I'm telling them all my little tricks here today.
So who's next?
You are.
Oh, I am. Oh, my. Okay, I hope when you, I know I'm still recovering from my other one. When you shared your screen, my last time I did this in my other one, it went into tunnel vision. So did you click full screen or did you click window?
I believe that I clicked window.
Okay. While they're working that out, there's a few like questions in the chat here, and it says, Kim, does what need to be on the first video track? You said, does it need to be on the first video track? Does
I
what
think
need
what
to be
she's
there?
I think what she's talking about, just guessing her question, the text layer always has to be the top track, because if you put something over the text layer, then you're not going to see it. So the text layer would always be the track that you want to have on top.
Oh, it says the green screen object. I always teach it to people like the tracks are very literal. So like whatever is on the top is going to be the top layer. So your green screen has to be stacked where you want it to, like in Bruce's case, it's like a window. So it needs to be on top of whatever you want to show through the window. So you have to think about it like that. Like it's very, the way that they're stacked is very literal as far as like if something's under it, it's under it. So you have to think about how that's layered.
I actually show in the classroom, I just use pieces of paper, like to show that same type of like layering, that's exactly what happens with it.
It's a great idea.
You know, green screen, your green screen will go over your video, and then if you're doing a cutaway, the video will go over it. So you'll know quickly if you have it like the wrong way, and you can just drag and drop it.
Yeah, I always tell them like in front, you know, behind, but also when I made a video where I have the kids, they're actually the little people in there, and they're showing depth perception. So they actually showed the layers by putting them on the right layer. So that was a fun lesson for the kids to get on the green screen, do a little dance, and then show depth perception just to do the layers. Hope that made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You ready, Erika?
Okay. I think so. Let's try this. So what time do I have till, Jen? So
you were sharing and now you're not sharing. I don't know, about 10 minutes.
Well, about 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. You can cut me off early if you need to.
Yeah, just keep going. We'll stop you after 10 minutes. Go for it.
All right, cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I have to share my whole screen to be able to see me. Let's see if this is what happens. You see a tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
so
just click over to what you want. Yeah, now you're fine.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. I'm that
You're
person today. So yes, my slide always brings a lot of giggles to my my friends here because it could probably give you a seizure if you're not careful.
I described it as the MySpace of Google Slides.
I actually told Erika she has a little space in the upper right if she wants to add some more things.
I could take it. I love it. I love it because this is what I'm about. I always give too much. And it's a lot, but I warn people ahead of time, and there's just too much cool stuff to share. So speaking of that, I'm going to share a little bit about what we're doing here. I want to teach you all as quickly as I can about how to use some green screen overlays, kind of like how I'm running from this dinosaur over here, and then use slow-mo photography. Okay, that's Bob, by the way. And then also lots of fun ways my students and I use WeVideo using the stock library. And if I have time, I'm going to hit a little human green screen here. So let me show you a little intro to what I would like to show you how to do and some ideas from it. One of these ideas that you're going to see is part of the human green screen part as well. But I gave my students, or we took a picture outside my classroom door or my classroom window, and we took the sky out of the picture, and then the kids just had free reign to make something in the courtyard that they want, and they didn't have to use a green screen at all. And the other one is called the No Green Screen Green Screen Project. So show you a little bit of that. You can always grab green things and have some fun with it. So if you're wearing green, I will find you. Doesn't have to be green, though. That's the beautiful thing. Doesn't have to be green. Thing is, as long as the same color isn't somewhere else that you're taking out. So if you have a blue, you have to make sure they don't have blue eyes. So you can use household items. put some videos in it, and have some fun. Of course, enjoy and your students. It's typical date night for me. Anything we find green, even coffee mugs. My mindful superheroes. And then the teaching team had green on. I make them stop. This is my club, mindful superheroes. And please get a green mask and join me. Creepy. I get a lot of green gifts. It does help with stress. Of course I have green shoes and slippers. That's my dad. There's no age limit for this. He's 80. He loves the green screen. That's been done many times before. But...
Have you seen the article about when the queen wore the green suit and then the internet went crazy and did all those green
screen. They put a burger in it. It was so funny. And this is from our classroom window. So if I have time, I want to try to show you how to do this. So we took the sky out. I actually used Dewink or Photoshop or both to take the sky out. But there's lots of ways you can do that. And then this is one of my students. You can tell this one's a girl, and you can tell this one was a boy. Oh, they did use a green screen for the boys, but everything else, no green screen. And this is mine.
Yes.
And then as a class, we did one together. They love the method acting. And it's fun to do animations as well and layer them. Oh, don't forget your freebies. Okay. I thought that would explain it better than I could. And I will have a lesson plan linked on here in case I do run out of my 10 minutes. But there's so many fun ways you can mess with people even in public.
Oh, so pretty here.
I was in Fort Myers with my college roommate.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Can you hear it? That's not funny. Yes, it is.
Okay, so we had everybody at that restaurant looking over our shoulders, wondering what we were screaming about. So that's the really fun part. But this project I'm going to share with you is called the No Green Screen Project. And using WeVideo and stock library, we're going to make something. And like I said, I will link the full lesson plan to that in case I run out of time. But I can't even express to you how much fun this is for the kids.
And Erika, did you say those are all items from the stock media library that you're getting and you're using? Is that what you said?
Some of those were. The whale is not. I'm glad you asked that. The whale is not the. I lost my thing. The Bigfoot is not. Those are from the web. And what you can do for those is you can find things on YouTube. Just make sure that they have, copyright free, royalty free, and all that. And you can use things like, what is the one, Manny? Will you tell us the one you use? Clip Grab, I think it is. I use VidPaw, VidPaw, and I will also link that on my slide because I want you all to be able to play. But one thing I did put on the slide for you is I have a folder here, and I think I'm going to add a few more things after today if people want me to. I put in the whale and some butterflies, some samples of how I've used it. So if you want to grab some of these, I'll even put the picture of my classroom and see who can make the most creative courtside for my classroom. That would be a fun little contest, wouldn't it? So
Hey
I
Erica,
will put
can you go back to your WeVideo tab for a sec? Just show people
Yeah.
like how you layer it. Like, can you do the hallway? Yeah, yeah. Like, just
Yeah.
scroll through it a little bit, because I'm telling you, I watch a lot of your things, and I'm like, wait a second, how did she do that? I like to see behind the scenes. So actually show like what you put on those layers, like where you got the not where you got the animated things from, but like how you layer them out. So cool.
Right. Yeah. I was going to do a quick mini one with everybody just to show you a couple of the rules, but this is the one from the hallway. And what I want you all to notice is this bird, he's standing still, but his clip is only this long. So all I did was copy and paste it so he could stick around. And then as you can see, the tiger enters here and exits here. You don't want to shorten the clips because that will shorten his path. But same thing with the hippo. But the important thing to understand is before you take the green out, you have barriers of where you want this to start and finish. You don't want your dinosaurs and things coming out of the middle of the room. So you have to make sure it lines up. And for him, I had to line it up with over to the right and line it up with my classroom door. So
Oh, and that's how you got him to go in the door.
yes.
Because that's the edge of your clip.
I was going to show that.
Gotcha.
I was going to actually do that in just a second. But as you can see here, the lines of that, the green is gone. But this line here to the left matches up with the door. And this one matches up with the right so he doesn't walk out of nowhere. And another thing
That is
I
so
want to show
clever.
you is the bird. Now, it's really fun when you get into this. I mean, mine has a lot of layers. I don't want to intimidate anybody. But let me just do a really quick one. How much time do I have, guys? Can I have one more minute?
Yeah, you got another minute.
All right, thanks. All right,
We'll even give you 3 minutes. Take your time.
Right on. Thank you. All right. So if you're going to make a video and use the stock library, let me show you how to find this cool stuff. All right. So if I go to stock media, I'm just going to find a field. I mean, that's not as fun as my hallway or the classroom, but you can take pictures. Obviously, if anything, you can even take a video background. Just make sure you keep yourself still or use a tripod. So give me a field. Oh my goodness, where'd the field go? You know how you plan something and then it doesn't come out? All right, we'll just do this one. Oh, because it's a video. I don't want a video. So I'm going to grab.
Yep.
You guys got me all flustered.
You have 2 minutes, plenty of time.
I know, but you guys changed my order. They do that to me, guys. They do that to me. Oh, that's audio. Now I can't think. I had a plan. All right. So I'm just going to stretch out my field because I'm going to need some room. I'm also going to add some video tracks. If I add some video tracks, I'll have room for more shenanigans. Okay. So if you go to stock library and put in green screen, you can put birds, animals. I'm going to put birds. Oops. It is on images. You want to make sure it's on all because they're mostly videos. And they have all these really fun birds and everything. Yes, exactly. So
I never knew any of that was there. That's awesome.
So, for example, this guy. Oh my gosh, there's so many things in here. For this guy right here, let's check him out. If I double click him, I see that I need to get rid of the green. So Bruce showed you how to do that. Thank goodness. There we go. And then before I figure out where it goes, I need to figure out where I want him to land. So if I want him to be smaller, I can, but the problem is, as you'll see, if I do that and I play this, oops, why isn't he playing? Okay, that was the wrong bird. I thought he was going to fly from the sky. Didn't he just fly from the sky? Did
That
you guys
one,
see that?
you have Bluebird sitting and singing. I think you want Bluebird flies front view.
Right.
It was just
You're
the
right.
wrong one. Like, yeah, just drag down.
All right, guys. I'm going to stick with my plan. All right, so here we go. So when he lands here, he looks a little big, but if you double click him, and for example, I see this happen a lot with this. People shrink him down, but they forget that he's coming from the sky. So let me show you what happens, just to prove my point. So here he comes out of the sky, and you saw that it's out of nowhere. So that's the most important thing about this is lining up where it needs to line up so it makes it better and makes it make sense. So here we go. There's my bird. And now he's coming from the sky and he's landing. Now he's still a little big for that field, but you can always change the background and make it work for you. So that's that. You can add sound effects to a second audio track, finding bird sounds in here. You can do lots of things. I mean, it's endless, the fun you can have, but it is important to have, if you have an animal that is standing still, like the first bird I accidentally chose, you want to make sure that he's only this long. So he needs to hang out a while. So if I double click him and I take out his background, and like I said, I'll have a lesson plan for this so you all can do this in your own time of the whole no green screen. So like we want this bird to hang out the whole time, but he will disappear at the end of this clip. So we're going to Control C, Control V. Sometimes that happens. Just make sure you go to the end, Control V, and then keep Control V, Control V. So he hangs out the whole time.
Hey,
and same thing with him. Yep.
I have a secret. If you click on a clip and you hold down, I think it's Shift T, and you drag it, it'll duplicate it for you.
Well, look at that. Shift T.
Like select it,
Shift
hold
T.
down Shift, and now drag it over. No, you moved your. I'm trying to explain online.
No,
you have to be clicked on the
clip.
clip. I'm pointing at my screen right now. You're supposed to be able to see me, but yeah, there's actually a short. There is a shortcut. I know you can't. That's why it's funny. But yeah, there is actually a shortcut.
That's what's so cool. That's a really cool trick. And actually, I have a lot of faster ways I do this. I didn't even plan to use the birds. I just, I think I panicked because of time. But the good thing is, I have a slide with cool videos and lesson plans, so I can redeem myself. So,
that was awesome. And the things that you do are so creative. That's why I wanted to see like behind the scenes a little bit. And I even put in the chat, I have students every day. I'm like, where'd you find that? Oh, I found it in a stock image library. It's the stock media library has 1 million assets. Every single class I learn new things I didn't know that was in there. So that's so cool.
It is so cool. And I used and this one real quickly, I used a combination of ones from YouTube and from WeVideo. So these guys, obviously, I had to keep the giraffe there the whole time. I had to put a couple of him in. Got our lion and our elephant. And then the kids learn to layer. That's how they figure it out. And the birds are flying from over here. And there's a monkey coming in somewhere. I don't know where the monkey went. There he is. That one was a tricky one. Get in behind the pelican. So it's I don't go out much, guys. And blowing leaves. Okay, I'm done.
Erika, that is so cool. But your time is up.
Yes, it definitely is. It definitely is. I got to stop.
We will make way for Jen for some of her magic.
Jen is awesome. You'll love what she does. Okay. I'm done.
Yay. All right. Mine says that I'm screen sharing. Are you guys getting it? Why do I have a grid? I got a 4. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Never mind. Now I got it. I wanted to talk about the stock media library. What's so great about it is that you don't have to worry about copyright and royalty free or not. You can make a whole video from just within the stock media. Somebody said that in the Luis said that in the comments there. It's great if you're working with like elementary students, because then they don't have to go out into the wild west of Google trying to find those video clips. They can search within the stock media in that WeVideo for schools. So it's a little bit of a protected kind of walled garden-y kind of area. So I think that that's good. The other thing would be if kids are just learning about layering, you might want to start with just a silly project. I'm going to call it a silly project where they take a picture and just superimpose like those animals from the stock media, just something to kind of like mess with it and try it out. So everything that you guys see today is all on that same link that we've been posting in the chat. Maybe Bruce or Erika, you guys can type that back in there again, the bit.ly. Yeah, Bonnie just said it. It's all in the one slide deck. Yeah, so you guys are looking at my slide right now. But Erika's is the one right before mine. All of her links are there. Bruce has got his stuff before that. And then at the very end, a safe space, yes. And then at the very end, we even have a Wakelet with like all of our links too. So everything is here for you guys, and we're definitely sharers and we like to share stuff. I want to talk about how to create some content. So aside from the stock media library, which is great, yes, it is part of the paid version of WeVideo, but it's worth it. I am not in charge of buying in my district, but if I was, and we had, we're one-to-one Chromebooks. If I only could buy one thing, I would buy WeVideo because I feel like it's worth it. It replaces so many other tools that you have, especially now. It does screencasting, it does audio for podcasts, it does GIF exports, in addition to making videos. So it just does everything for you. I think it's absolutely worth it. So what you see on the screen is these are a couple of examples that I kind of show all the time, but I want to show you how you can actually kind of create these sort of images to use for yourself. And these are kind of fun if you are remote teaching. Imagine if you were explaining a project, as the Mona Lisa or as one of Bob Ross's paintings, being weird or being silly or being ridiculous, sometimes that's the thing that's motivated for kids. And now I come from the middle school world, so absurdity and weirdness is our jam. So the first thing I wanted to show you is how I create these, let's go, I'm going to exit out of here for a moment. I'm going to show you what I do in Google Draw. So what I'm going to show you now can be done in Google Draw or Google Slides, same functionality. I got a picture of, we got RBG up in here. So maybe I want to do a video and I want to be able to speak as RBG. Maybe the teacher, because I'm giving directions, maybe my students are choosing a historical character and they have to, speak as the person. There is a tool, that's a great idea, Erika, come on. There is a
You're
tool.
so funny. I'm just laughing because you're so funny.
Yeah. So this is like a mind-blowing tool if you don't know about it in Google Draw and Slides. It's called the Curve tool. The Curve tool is a line tool that allows you to create your own shapes that you can enclose. So I'm going to click and move, click and move, click and move. So basically I'm just clicking over and over again at every point, and this like kind of curve just sort of naturally happens, and I can actually adjust it. So what I'm doing is I'm tracing around her face. And when I get to the end, it's going to snap together and now create this weird blob-like shape. I'm going to fill that transparent for right now. And if I double click on this shape, now I get all these weird anchor points. And I can go in here and I can actually adjust to kind of get the details just how I want it to. I can go in there, I can spend as much time as I want. But once I do that, now I can go in, I'm going to turn that outline transparent and I'm going to fill this with green. Then you're going to go to File, Download, and I like to download as a PNG. So basically what I've done is I've created this image of RBG with just a green blob over her face. Now, I'm going to go into WeVideo after I save that picture. Ooh, reload, I timed out. I'm going to go into WeVideo where I have this picture with the blob. Now, I just brought it in through import into my media. I did this ahead of time because I was worried that our processing time might not be great, so I kind of preloaded all this for you. So this picture of RBG, I'm going to go into Edit. I always tell my students the icon looks like a guy standing in front of a green screen. So I click on that, drop her, and I get rid of the green. Now, right now it looks black because there is nothing underneath it. As soon as I take this and I drag it over to some clip of me sitting here, now I can go in, I can adjust, where I'm talking or things like that. And when you play, it's not perfect, and I purposely don't have sound here, but you can see how you lay your video of yourself underneath and it becomes like a window, and then my face becomes RBG's face. You can't even tell the difference. So that's one thing. You can create your own like kind of green screen templates using Google Draw and Google Slides. Somebody said, wondering about copyrights for the RBG green screen activity. Yeah, it's always a good idea to have your students cite it, but my plan is not to be posting this on YouTube or anything, so I'm kind of using like fair use guidelines here that students are just using it in class for just between us. Now, if I was going to publish it, then I would probably want to stick to more like, I don't know, generic figures or things that were copyright or royalty free. So I also have here this is an image of a skull emoji. And what is going on here is it's black behind it because that's transparent. So you can go into Google and you can search for images that are PNG files. Now, this is something, forgive me if I'm telling you something that you're like, I know this, but I found out a lot of teachers don't always understand that a .png file is different from .jpg or a JPEG file. Your file type is important because .png files will have that transparent background. When I take it and I put it over another image, that transparent background around that emoji, you can now see behind it because I put video underneath it. And then I, of course, can go in and I can adjust the size if I want to. I can have it, move around or animate or whatever.
I'm obsessed with PNGs.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So when you're doing, you're working with videos and you're like, I don't have a green screen, you can work with those PNG files, or you can create your own clips that have green blobs in there and move that around. JPEG is from the 80s. Thank you, Manny. So what I wanted to talk about was some ways that you can create your own PNG files. So here you go, right on the slide here, .png. You can actually create your own, not only, but by searching and finding them, you can use sites like remove.bg and the Unscreen website, and that will actually remove the backgrounds for you. So if you haven't heard of these websites, I'll back out again for a sec. Remove.bg removes image backgrounds for you. So if your students take pictures of themselves in class and you need to get rid of that background part, you can actually upload your images into here and it does it for you. So you see this girl has no background like around her. It's like magical. So I use that with my students a lot. Also, by the same company, they just released this Unscreen, which lets you do the same thing, removing the background automatically, but it does it for video. So the way we used that one was Erika created her Snapchat Bitmoji dancing here down in the corner.
Shocker.
So yeah, so one of the ways I like to create content is to app smash and use apps like Snapchat for like either the filters they have when I create content, or using like the Bitmojis dancing and then running it through Unscreen to remove the background and then putting those in. Mark is saying like FERPA, COPA, with those, like that might be something where I'm not having them make an account. Like I might just do it for them if I'm having issues with that.
Good point.
Like, yeah, they're not like logging in and doing stuff. Like they can send them to me and I can run them through there. Another website that I use is PixlrX, and PixlrX is sort of like Photoshop, but for Chromebooks, is what I would say. So this is pixlrx.com or pixlr.com/x. I'm so sorry. Is the website that I use, and you can either open an existing image or you can load from a URL. And once you have an image loaded up, you can use their functions over here. You see it looks a lot like Photoshop. This cutout one, I set it to remove, and I set it to like their magic cutout. And because this is a solid white background, hopefully I can just click on it and it will, yeah, it sort of picks for me. But if that's not the case and you don't have a nice flat background, you can actually use things like their brush tool, and you can say like, oh, I want to remove, all of this stuff, and then it will remove that for you as well.
That's
so
awesome.
you can, yeah. So I really do like Pixlr. So when you want to do that like kind of fine tuning sort of editing, that's a way that you can go in as well. And then the very last thing I want to show you is that I also like to grab stuff from other sources, like Procreate is my favorite iPad app. And what I do with that is, I'm going to let this run while I'm talking, is I will record while I'm drawing on my iPad. So this is like a time lapse of my drawing and how that worked. And sometimes I'll take my drawing with the time lapse and I'll actually put it on a green background. Or in this case, I can go in with the white and I can just remove the white, because we call it green screen, but it's really just color keying. So it's removing whatever you select. So in this case, I'm removing the white. Now I can run that video with the drawing, and I'm drawing right on top of that like stock media content that's there. Yeah,
I love it.
So those are just
it's so great, but that is amazing that you can animate it. Good for you.
Oh yeah, it's like sometimes they call it like a speed paint. It's like a time lapse of my drawing on Procreate, and you just export it. So what I'm going to try to do now is close my screen share. There we go. Bruce said his internet went out. That's why he disappeared from us. So I'm sorry.
He got kicked out of the club. Oh, does anybody have questions? I mean, like I said, I'm going to put a proper lesson plan on my slide. I didn't get to what I wanted to. You know how it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the questions and answers in here. Some of these websites, remove.bg and Unscreen, I think they have like premium versions. I think they've like become like freemium services. I always just use the free version. And a lot of times, a lot of these things I use more as a teacher when I'm creating like instructional videos. And then somebody else, Karen said, every time one of you have shown it, I'm misunderstanding the eyedropper step. The eyedropper step is basically, that's the tool in green screen. The eyedropper selects what you want to remove. So you see Erika sitting here now. If I clicked the eyedropper on her background, it would remove everything that's green. So the problem is if you have someone wearing a green shirt, it's also going to take that out. When I made my first video, my hair was dyed lime green, and the kids thought it was hilarious because my hair would actually disappear as well with whatever I was doing. So it was pretty funny. You know, they enjoy that.
Well, also too, I think when people, I know my students, when they click the eyedropper, they expect it to do something. So it doesn't really click or do anything. Like, you just have to trust that you touched it and then touch the background of whatever color you're taking out. And like she said, you don't, you know, if you're taking out, and sometimes other colors that are kind of mixed in ones don't work either. So if you have blue eyes and you have a blue background, you're going to look a little scary. So to play with it. And then play with the defringe too. The defringe, that's what I did with Cookie Monster in my videos, is he was all pixelated. So I just played with the defringe on either end, and it actually worked really well. But I had to play with that and work with the chroma key a little better.
Do we want to, we really only have like a few minutes left. So if it's cool, I want to go back to share the slide deck, if that's okay.
Yes, please do.
Just so that people can see the final things here, because we do have a slide for Manny. We had it we were kind of flexible because we were like, we don't know if we're gonna have time for him, you know, to like show it all or not. But he has a video on his, sorry, let me get to present. He has a video on his slide. There we go. We're gonna celebrate Manny dancing, first of all. But his video here, I think he said he's got like a little 16-minute segment here for you to watch that shows his examples as well and how he uses green screens. So that is definitely worth the watch.
Yes.
So that is here on his slide. And then on the thank you slide, it says Wakelet Resources Green Screen. This takes you to our Wakelet collection that has all types of other green screen resources. And then, yay, Manny. And then the other thing I would say is to, at any time, you can go back to our page here with our contact information. So what you see underneath our name on each thing is our Twitter @ accounts, and you should feel free to reach out to any of us, particularly if you're like, I saw Erika's and I want to know exactly about that dinosaur. Like, you can message her. If you want to know, you know, you can message me, you can message Bruce, you can message Manny. We're all very receptive on the internet. That's how we found each other. So yeah, I would say use that. Erika, what do you want to add?
No, I just want to thank everybody for spending the time with us and getting I guess it's a good kind of fever, green screen fever. So this is fun for us, and we're going to keep building things for you all and pulling our resources together because we learn from each other. As you can see, it happened live. So have a wonderful day, everybody.
Yeah, there is a final slide here that says you can enter to win prizes. Yeah, WeVideo just posted too. Awesome. So you want to go in, give feedback, tell them how great the session was, please.
What?
Please. Yeah, and don't hesitate to reach out.
More of us.
Ta-da.
No. I'm so excited because I'm going to use what you taught to help me do the smiley faces in WeVideo.
Yeah.
You just answered my animation question.
I do that a lot in my reset videos. I do a lot of stuff like when I want to do my handwriting. I'll do that in Procreate, and then I'll put it into WeVideo as like a layer on top. All of my reset videos are made in WeVideo.
Awesome. Her YouTube channel. Also on my YouTube channel, go find the Zoom and Ecamm Live and all the backgrounds, the virtual backgrounds video, because it is really, really fun and super powerful way to make backgrounds using slides in WeVideo.
Yeah. This is Rebecca from WeVideo chiming in. I want to thank you both so much, and thank you everyone for attending. And I'll end the broadcast now so everyone can take a break and get to the next session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Happy meeting.